The Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League is on the air. Live from Daytona International Speedway, it's the inaugural event. This broadcast being powered by XS Sim Gear. All your sim peripherals at a reasonable price. XS Sim Gear, you can find them on their Facebook page. This broadcast also being brought to you by Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness. Arguably one of the most misdiagnosed terminal illnesses on the planet. Pulmonary hypertension actually masks itself as so many other terminal illnesses that by the time the doctors realize that you have pulmonary hypertension, there's very few options left on the table. Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness strives to bring awareness to the disease so that earlier detection can be brought forward. For more information on how you can get involved, go to phaware.global. Tonight's overlay being brought to you by PZ Overlays. Paul Zoda providing some of the highest quality overlays in all of sim racing. For more information on how you can get your own, you can find Paul on his Facebook page. And of course, tonight's music, as always, being brought to you by TDA Motorsports. Terry Adams proudly supporting the Disabled American Veterans Association. DAV is an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for America's veterans. On more information on how you can get involved, go to dav.org. Daytona International Speedway in the Cup cars. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a beautiful thing. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight, bringing you the inaugural event for the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series, powered by XS Sim Gear. Hot laps underway right now as we're following along with Primary League admin, Mr. Kevin Paskowicz, in the Pasky Sports number 7 there. '93 taking her pit side right now. So it's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. You know, to see all these guys coming out to support some good causes. You know, Disabled American Veterans, Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness, Drive to End Brain Cancer. They're all represented here tonight. So one of the things we are going to do is we are going to, as soon as I can find him, there he is. He's hiding on me, you sneaky devil. We are going to reach out to one of the higher ups here at XS Sim Gear, Joe Morganti. Tony, up in the booth, you got me, sir.
Yes, sir, I do.
So, tell us about XS Sim Gear.
XS Sim Gear. It's basically we're going to be making. Let's say like button boxes, rigs, coming in the future. Anything that you need for your simulation rig, we can and will do.
And I've been told that you guys are striving to do it at a reasonable price that the average Joe off the street can afford as well.
That's absolutely correct. It took me. God, almost 2 years to completely build the setup that I have with, with more money than I really needed to spend. And I thought to myself, well, there's got to be a better way, for everybody else, like beginners out there. And with talking with John, he says, well, we should go ahead and do that. And now here we are.
All right. So if somebody wants to get in touch with XS Sim Gear, how do they go about doing it?
They could go ahead and go to our Facebook page. It is XS, the letters XS Sim Gear, and contact us through there. We have a website coming soon, and they can once that's all up and running, we can take emails from there.
All right. Joe, we're going to let you get back to it. It's Hot Laps getting ready to wind down. Best of luck to you tonight, and keep it dirty side down tonight, will you?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
No problem.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right. So there you have it, folks. XS Sim Gear. You can find them on their Facebook page. XS, the letters. X is in X-ray. S is in Sierra. Sim Gear. Find them on their Facebook page. All your peripherals that you're going to need for your sim racing experience at a reasonable price. And, that's one of the hardest things for a new sim racer trying to get into, whether it be iRacing, Project Cars, of course, R Factor 2, whatever it is. It's one of the hardest things to do is, you buy a wheel and pedal set. Yeah, we all know that one's going to be the one that hurts the most. But trying to get a rig set up to where, you can do what you need to do in some of these cars, you run out of buttons on your wheel very, very quickly. And that's where button boxes come into play, with the advent of the iRacing Rallycross series. Handbrakes are a must to get the cars to really, do what they need to do. As Kevin Pasky, unfortunately, catches that bump coming out of turn 4 all wrong. So you're gonna have to take it pit side. But that's the beautiful thing about what XS Sim Gear is trying to do, is they're trying to bring all of the peripherals that the higher end rigs can offer, and they're trying to bring the price point down to where the average working person can afford it. And that's really what holds a lot of sim racers back from jumping in full tilt boogie. Is the fact that if you run this car, you're going to need more buttons than your wheel can handle. If you're going to run this series, if you're going to admin a series, button boxes are almost a must. So good on those guys for doing that. Hot Lab's getting ready to wind down now. Let's take just a quick look here at who's sitting where. Forrest Sparks in the top of the leaderboard. Tristan Walker 1/1000th of a second back. Brad Ray 3/1000ths of a second back from Tristan. Throw a blanket over the top 5, as those guys really know how to draft. And then I dare say that the rest of the top 10 have been working on their qualifying runs. So looks like qualifying getting ready to fire off right now. Single car qualifying is, I believe that is league owner Alex Green. We just saw flash on the screen. And that would there be, looking for a number. Bear with me, folks.
Hey, wake up.
All my apps just took a poo. There's Robert Payne in the 3. So we're going to actually follow Alex Green, as he was the first one I saw jump out of pit road. And bear with me, folks. Gonna be a wild one here tonight, as some of us had to work all day today. And yeah, I know it's Saturday, but the corporation that I work for decided that they want to be open on Saturdays, and I'm one of the people who has to do that. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And would like to point out that we are here at Bofa Broadcasting closing quickly in on the 200 subscriber mark. And if that does happen prior to the conclusion of the midget race tomorrow night at Charlotte, following the midget race, I will turn on my webcam and I will actually live on stream shave off my goatee. But we got to get there. So following Paul Zoda right now, PZ Designs number 99, just a gorgeous car. Paul currently sitting third quick. Brad Ray in the FedEx 11 currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. Robert Payne in the Dale Earnhardt tribute. John Napier busting one off. Good grief, John. Tell me that one of the co-owners of XS Sim Gear doesn't want to just be towards the front tonight. And then, of course, and that was his outlap, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Brad Ray goes to the top, back to the top, 2 and done. Paul Zoda currently sitting second quick. Tristan Walker in the, I believe was that a Darrell Waltrip paint scheme I saw? Mike Whitaker currently sitting fourth quick. Brent Elsmore, sixth quick. Tyrone Harris in the Bass Pro Shops tracker number 1. 48.554. That is flying. Kevin Pasky out on track right now. Looks like he is just ending his. Currently sitting 14th quick. Isaiah Dupree goes 13th quick. As I'm watching some of the times here, these guys are Joe Morganti out on track right now. We just spoke with Joe. He's on his he one and done for Joe. Just gonna put a time up. And then Johnny Antonucci in the Lucky Stripes number 59, throwback paint scheme for Johnny tonight. Gorgeous looking Chevy SS right now. As Johnny goes 23rd quick, 1 and done for that one. And that's going to just about do it for what we've got going on here.
Almost full-size field.
Okay. So we are going to turn things over to Alex Green, league owner.
All right, drivers. Want to thank everybody and welcome everybody to the first race of the Gen 6 series. I believe we're discussing names now. I believe we're calling it the Cardiac National Series. Want to thank Cardiac Cup National Series. Cardiac Cup, whatever. I don't know what we're calling it. We'll figure it out. I definitely just want to thank everybody for being out tonight. I want to welcome our new names and some names we haven't seen race with us a bit. Hopefully you guys like this and decide to keep on racing with us. My goal when I set out to create the schedule for this car was to try to keep the 1.5 miles to a minimum. You know, we have 1 or 2 in there for variety, but this track is variety. The whole schedule is variety. We got unique tracks like Pocono, Iowa. I think is going to be really fun in these. We're still talking about whether or not to switch Gateway or leave it. So the schedule's not fully set, and I'm pretty excited for the All-Star race. Hopefully we can get some prizes for that at the Monza left-turning oval. That's something you guys have been yelling at us for. That's something you guys have been yelling at us, even jokingly, to run for a little bit. Want to thank Tony for broadcasting on such short notice while we work and figure out a broadcasting team for this series. I'll turn it over to KP in a minute and to go over the it's already made a non-point show, to go over the sponsorships. Tonight's race, we are set to go 100 laps. Stage 1 will be lap 25, and Stage 2 will be lap 50. The stages will end on 26 and 51. It's 25 laps complete is how we do it. I'm going to ask everybody to communicate and, of course, be patient. Call your pit road. Call your pits. Just, you guys know how to run Daytona. For those who are new and don't know how our stage systems work, the caution will come out, and the top 5 will be awarded stage points. First gets 5, next place 4, and so on down the line. That's really all I have. We're going to keep trying to recruit and get some blood in this series. Trucks are off next week, and I believe Xfinity goes to Las Vegas, and this series goes to Pocono to wrap up next week of racing. I want to turn over to KP real quick to talk about our sponsors and go over the prize details because he knows them a little bit better than I do.
All right, thank you, Alex. So, for those of you who are new, welcome. This is the Pasky's Cardiac Cup Series, sponsored by Pasky Sports and More and XS Sim Gear. So we're very proud. This is actually something that's new that just happened here in the last week for us. So we're very proud to have XS Sim Gear on board with us. And tonight, the winner of this race will get a pretty cool special prize. The winner of this race is going to become XS Sim Gears. That's hard to say. Is going to become one of their official product testers, which means when new button boxes, when new add-ons, when new instrument clusters become available, you will get them first. You're going to test them on your rig, and you're going to see what they can do. So, very cool. We want to thank John and Joe and everyone over there for doing this with us, and it's absolutely amazing. It's going to be a fun time. And good luck, guys. Keep it real. Keep your heads about you. I think we can do this without a caution.
All right, so as Kevin Paskowitz jinxes the field, we ask that everyone please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats as U.S. Armed Forces veteran Terry Adams brings us our national anthem. All right. So everybody gridding up right now. Let's run through the grid real quick. Starting up on the point, unofficial track record so far, Tyrone Harris, 48.554. He's going to be joined with Bradley Ray up on row number 1. Row 2 is going to go to Paul Zoda, owner of PZ Designs, supplying tonight's overlay. And you can find him on his Facebook page, PZ Designs. He's going to be joined with Tristan Walker. Row number 3 is going to go to the world's fastest hippie, Mr. Mike Whitaker. He's going to be joined with Chris Bouchard. Row number 4 is going to go to Brent Elsmore and Glenn Grimm. Greg Napier and Byron Rodney are going to make up row number 10. Row 11 is going to go to Cody Ober and Brandon Stokes. Bob Lacavara and Mark Vega make up row 7. Row 8 is going to see Isaiah Dupree and John Napier. Row number 9 is going to see Kevin Paskowicz and Forrest Sparks. Alan Bowman and Tom Wagner are going to roll off in row number 10. Row 11 is going to see Gerald Lawrence and Terry Adams. Robert Payne and Johnny Antonucci making up row 12. Row 13 is going to see Alex Green and Joe Morganti. Dylan Moskowitz and Bradley Allen in row number 14. Row 15, Jeff Meyer and Ron McManus. Anthony Rice and David Stuckins, I hope I'm saying that right, rolling off in the 16th starting spot. So 100 laps of scheduled distance here as we are getting ready to turn them loose.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag's out, and they roll into the trigger. Harris and Zoda getting a great jump. There's Whitaker on the inside as well. Outside line completely asleep at the switch. And we are live with the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League. Front 5 starting to get strung out a little bit, single file anyways. That's Harris, Zoda, Whitaker, Ray, and Elsmore. Greg Napier currently sitting in 6th on that inside line. He's running side by side with Tristan Walker. Walker leading that outside line, trying to get the charge going in the Darrell Waltrip Tribute number 17 Tide Paint scheme. And mark it down, lap 1 in the books, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it here live. That outside line with Tristan Walker showing the way. Glenn Grimm right behind him, giving him a little bit of a shove. Not close enough to really push on him, but the draft really working on that high side right now. They're trying to get that outside line going a little bit, about half a car length to the good. So on the preferred line on the inside, you're going to need a lot of bump drafting to make that outside line really work. As Walker and Harris side by side as they come through the tri-oval. Two 1,000ths to the good for Walker at the stripe on the high side. Daytona racing at its finest right now, ladies and gentlemen. Too wide and about as many as you can see. As Walker jumps to the inside line, gets in front of Harris. Wasn't happy trying to hang on that high side. Was looking for some clear track running. Here comes Glenn Grimm on the inside. Walker continues to show the way. Harris side by side with Grimm. There's the 21 of Brandon Stokes. jumping to the inside line right in front of the world's fastest hippie, Mr. Mike Whitaker, in the 707. So we saw the outside line start to work. However, these guys definitely want to be on the inside line right now, as we are 4 laps into this, and it is a beautiful sight to see all these Cup cars showing up. Zoda jumping to the outside line right now, trying to get something going. He goes right to the side-by-side with Harris. And Stokes hangs him out to dry. Nope, then jumps right back into it. Gonna be interesting to see what happens with Stokes and Zoda here, if they can get that outside line to work. If Stokes would stay behind Zoda in the corners, I think they might be able to get that outside line to really start rolling. However, Zoda hung out to dry right now. Almost banging doors going through the tri-oval. Walker still showing the way. Walker, Harris, Stokes, Whitaker, Zoda, your top 5. And Zoda is about to get freight trained. He's definitely going to need some help. Here comes Brad Ray in the FedEx 11. Trying to get that high line working with Zoda right now. Right now, Isaiah Dupree working that high side as well. He's got Bob Lacavara behind him. However, not a lot of help from Lacavara, as about 2 car lengths between the two of them. So Ray and Zoda have swapped positions. Look for those guys to try to get that outside line to work. Zoda, we've seen him before, definitely not afraid to go to the high side and let it hang out. And Stokes gets shoved up the track a little bit. Harris got a little squirrely going into 3. And that's what you got to be careful of, especially as the tires start to wear in. We're 7 laps into this one, and you know the cars you're starting to burn fuel off. The goodie is worn off the tires at this point, so now you're just you're riding. 100 laps of scheduled distance here tonight as we're working lap 8. Walker continuing to show the way. And Harris jumps to the high side, gets a little bit of a run. Saw that Stokes in the 21 was coming, decided to go with him. And Harris gets a little worse. It's 3 wide. Harris eats the wall going through the 1-2 complex. Oh, that's a rough one. That was a bump draft gone horribly wrong as Stokes shoved Harris right in the wrong spot. Harris had no chance to hang on to that one. As we see him falling back through the field still. Hooking up now with the 82. That's Tom Wagner in the DeWalt Tools 82. And that looks like Kevin Paskowitz gets shuffled down. Just getting a little on the chippy side. Some familiar faces that have been following both for broadcasting and when we also used to participate with the Indy Speedway League. Recognize a lot of these names, some new names, some old names, some familiar faces from other leagues as well jumping into the fray tonight. As Byron Rodney in the 75 gets a decent run on the inside there. And this is where it gets kind of intense when you're driving on a plate track like this. You know, you've got guys not giving a lot of room, trying to use the side draft, if you will. The only problem is you've got to really trust everyone that's around you. If you, all it takes is one guy to oops, and you've wiped out half the field. So 12 laps into this one right now. Brent Elmore in the 31 to the inside of Brad Ray. And there's the first one.
Yellow.
Oh, a lot of cars involved in that one. Good grief. Let's roll back and see if we can't tell how that one started. Just a bump draft gone wrong. The 82 gets him turned. And a lot of good cars involved in that one. Not sure how in the blazes did John Napier pick his way through that one. Ming. Alex Green catching a piece of that one. The 40 of Alan Bowman getting the worst for wear of that one. As we're going to see a lot of cars going pit side this time. So it looks like Morganti going pit side. The 12 of Grimm going pit side. The 82 going pit side. The 40, you're definitely having to go pit side. Alex Green. Going pit side. Tyrone Harris going pit side. Bob Lacavara. Cody Ober. Alan Bowman. Tom Wagner. Jerry Lawrence, Terry Adams, Robert Payne, Dylan Moskowitz, Brad Allison, Jeff Meyer, and Joe Morganti. So over half the field getting involved in that one. That's a rough one. That was definitely a rough one. Tony Rice getting a little piece of that one as well. And Tony Rice, if it hasn't been for bad luck, Tony hasn't had much luck at all. So good to see him still running. Still have 29 cars on the lead lap. Dylan Moskowitz being scored as the last car on the lead lap, though I think that is an error. But just that was a wild one. That was seriously a wild one. So Walker showing the way. Whitaker inheriting second place in that whole fracas. Byron Rodney sitting in third. Paul Zoda currently sits fourth. Brandon Stokes Bradley Ray, Brent Elsmore, Isaiah Dupree, John Napier, Kevin Paskowitz just barely getting through that one. Alex Green, again, just barely getting through that one, as did Mark Vega. So over half the field of the 30 cars that started, just a ton of cars, getting involved in that dumpster fire. So, good to see some old names, some familiar faces rejoining the fray. It's kind of like, we're putting the band back together. Who's coming with us? As we see the three main players in this league right there. That's John Napier in the XS Sim Gear number 14. Kevin Paskowitz driving the PH Aware number 7. And Mr. Alex Green driving the Husky Tools number 30. So, the three men involved in that league. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you want to get in on the action that you're seeing on track next week, go ahead and drop a comment below with your iRacing screen name. We'll get it passed along to the league admins and see if we can't get you added into the fun and excitement that is the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League. 16 laps in, or working lap 16, I should say. Lights are out on the pace car. Walker, Whitaker, Rodney, Zoda, Stokes, Ray, Dupree, Elmore, Paskowitz, and Napier, your top 10. As we're just about halfway to the first stage. And the top 12 did not hit. Field working its way down the Daytona super stretch here on the back straightaway. Walker and Whitaker going to bring them back to green. Now, Daytona is one of those tracks where the pace car just barely gets off the track when the green flag comes out. We saw that the other night at Pocono, where the pace car was still in the middle of the track. Luckily, at least here at Daytona, the pace car does clear the racing surface before the green flag comes out, as it's getting ready to make that hard left turn.
Green, green, green.
And there you go. As Walker pulls the trigger, Whitaker goes with him. Here comes Zoda on the high side. Byron Rodney holding point in third right now. That gorgeous MRN purple Ford purple Chevy SS. A little bit of a gap right now between Zoda in 5th, and that's the 6th place of Brent Elsmore. And lovely. Well, I know what I'm doing when I get my tax check, and that's buying more Ram sticks. And Zoda gets turned. How that wasn't a caution, I have no idea.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Let's see what the chopper saw on that one. Zoda in the purple car. There's the 31 of Elsmore. Let's watch that one at half speed, shall we? So it's Elsmore on the inside, it's Zoda on the high side. So let's see what we can figure out what happened here. Zoda comes down a little bit, Elsmore comes up a little bit, and they have a meeting of the minds in the middle, and neither one coming out better for wear. Luckily, neither one of them really hit anything other than each other. So that's something to be mindful of. As again, we are closing in on the halfway. I'm sorry, the first stage. As let's see who we can find here. As we are going to reach out to the owner of PZ Design, PZ Overlays, Mr. Paul Zoda. Paul, that was a wild one. Do you have your breath back about you yet?
Yeah. I'm just not really sure what happened yet. I haven't had a chance to see it, so I'm not really sure what happened.
Well, from the looks of it, he came up and you came down and you met in the middle, and it was kind of one of those racing deals. At least that's what it looked like from up here. You know, I'm not a member of the competition committee in this league, but you know, I just call them like I see them. It kind of looked like a racing deal from here, but you know, still plenty of time to get back into it. Do you have a lot of damage to the 99?
No, there wasn't that much damage to it. I got a speeding in the pits penalty, though, because I guess I must have slid down through one of the entrances or something.
Well, you caught the exit cone is what happened there. So, but yeah, still plenty of time to get back up there. Best of luck to you, Paul. We'll let you get back to it.
All right, thank you, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, so yeah, that was a rough one. That could have been a lot uglier than it was. Still showing 28 cars on the lead lap. And Cody Ober, no, I take that back. 27 cars, as Cody Ober still towing from the incident that he was involved in earlier. So, still a lot of racing left to do. One of the names that we're going to point out to you here, driving the U.S. Army number 61, is our old friend Forrest Sparks. Good to see Forrest back running with the league. Sharp looking paint scheme on that car tonight. As I believe the lights are getting ready to go out on... Nope, one more lap for pacing. As we are, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of just a shootout for the stage this time. Now, when the stage does end, we are going to... whoops. When the stage ends, we are going to show you who are the top 10. Remember, only the top 5 get points, though. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Kevin Pasky rocking the pulmonary hypertension awareness colors and the Mighty on the number 7 Chevy SS that he's driving tonight. For those of you who aren't familiar with what the Mighty is, it is a patient-driven forum where people with terminal illnesses have a place that they can touch base with others that are in similar situations that they are, and try to, it's a way to let you know that you're not alone. There's a lot of great information on the site. It is also for lack of a better term, a clearinghouse for different charitable organizations. My personal favorite, that just name-wise, that they deal with, and it is for a good cause. It's called Fuck Cancer. And yes, you heard me right when I said that. That is an actual charity, and they actually do donate to cancer research. 100% of all proceeds that go to that particular charity get donated to cancer research. You can find them on themighty.org. So working lap 22 of 100, closing in on the first stage end here. Tristan Walker in the Darrell Waltrip Tribute Ford Fusion. Bizarre to see that, considering Waltrip ran mostly Chevys throughout his career. At least his Cup career, let's put it that way. But Walker making that Tide paint scheme work for him tonight. As we are going to go back green to start lap 23. 100 total laps of scheduled distance tonight. Would like to give a quick shout out to everyone that is watching in the live stream. Again, this is being simulcasted on Facebook and YouTube. So, all right.
Green flag, green flag.
And that didn't take long at all.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Yeah, only a matter of time before that one was going to happen. As a little aftermath for that, Stokes and Allen getting into it hard. And that's going to end the stage. So, Tristan Walker, Byron Rodney, Kevin Paskowicz, Bradley Ray, and Alex Green getting the stage points. Let's take a quick look at what happened. Where's the 21? Mike Whitaker getting involved in that one. Oh, man. A lot of good cars getting torn up because of that. Jeepers. Let's see what the chopper picked up. Another one of those racing deals where Whitaker was trying to keep it up there, and 21, he came down a little, the 21 came up a little, and you had a meeting of the minds in the middle. All right, so that's going to end stage 1. As Wagner stays out, a little bit of damage on the 82. And we are going to reach out to... Oops.
User was moved to your channel.
We are going to reach out to your Stage 1 winner, Mr. Tristan Walker. Tristan, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yeah, I got you.
So, talk us through what you just experienced in that first stage here in the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League, powered by XS Sim Gear.
Yeah, it was pretty intense for the first lap or two, but once I got up in front, it was smooth sailing from there, and had Byron behind me and a couple other guys. Smooth sailing.
Yeah, how bad was the tire wear from your standpoint, as far as, you were able to go the entire 26 laps on fuel, of course. How were the tires towards the end of that?
The tires don't seem like they fade away very much at all. I feel like I have plenty of grip towards the end of the run.
All right, fair enough. We'll let you get back up to it. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right. One of the other drivers are going to reach out to under this caution. Rabbit's foot up his ass. Kevin Paskwich dodging 2 of the big ones so far. KP, Tony up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yeah, man. How's it going up there?
Well, you tell me. That was definitely some wild stuff that we saw. Are we going to have to buy you a new fire suit, sir?
Maybe. Yeah, we're, I don't know how, just, excuse me. Just so far, those seas have parted correctly. Our fingers crossed that keeps happening. But when we got the green out, we've had some good racing. Really good guys to be around tonight for the most part. Just, those 1-2 little things, 1-2 little drivers that seem to be pumping a little bit early. But other than that, it's fun. I think we might be able to get a top 5 here.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, sir. I noticed you got Stage 1 winner Tristan Walker directly in front of you right now. Are you going to try to work with him and maybe move towards the front?
Yeah, we're going to see. I early in the race, I'm trying to experiment, see who to work with, who's a little bit more stable, who might be a little bit faster, high or low. We'll probably push him a little bit, see what's up.
Well, for what it's worth, and I can speak to you on this from experience, mentally, probably one of the most unstable drivers in the history of forever. But as far as the best pusher on the planet, you got to look to the guy that's going to be starting next to you in the 78. That, of course, is Mr. Mark Vega. So if you're going to need help, you might want to look to the driver of the Burger King car.
Yeah, we got Mark right there. I trust Mark most of the time. And we got a teammate behind us, too, Alex. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. Best of luck to you, KP, and congratulations on, so far, what is a successful Pasky's Cardiac Cup Series powered by XS Sim Gear.
All right. Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
So, Paskwich, owner of Pasky Sports and More in Marietta, Ohio. So for all of your fundraiser activities in the greater Ohio River Valley, you might want to look towards Pasky Sports and More. to help put on your next event. From trivia nights to archery tag, they can do it all for you. So one of the guys we saw involved in that early fracas, Tom Wagner, back up to the point. Glenn Grimm in the 12, going to be starting next to him. Bob Lacavara. It's good to see Bob running that far forward. One of the ninjas of, if you will, of the Pasky Sports and More series. Bob's one of those guys. He stays quiet, and then next thing you know, where the hell did Bob come from? He's all the way up in the front. Paul Zota rebounding into the top 5. Good to see Paul back up there. Tony Rice currently sitting 4th as the lights are out on the pace car. A lot of daylight being left in some of these holes. This field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Wagner going to have control of the field as soon as the pace car makes that hard left turn onto pit road.
Green, green, green.
And we are back underway for the start of segment number 2. Lacavara getting a decent jump. The 12 of Glenn Grimm pinching down hard. A lot of damage on that 82. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with it. Jeepers. Holy door banging, Batman. I think the 12 just narrowed up the 99 by about 1.5 feet. And that's what I was afraid was going to happen. The 82 right now, 5 mile an hour difference. He's a sitting duck right there. As Bob Lacavara to the point. The Convergent Composites number 5 really stretching its legs right now. A lot of help from Glenn Grimm in the number 12. And Tony Rice in the Valvoline 64 getting that high side wound up. As he's side by side with the damaged 82 of Wagner. And the front 2 are starting to just flat check out. Over 0.5 second to the good over Rice, who now takes over 3rd. This is one of those moments where you don't want to have an oops. As Walker and Dupree start to get that outside line going. Dupree jumps down to the low line, tries to pick up the draft off of Rice. And unfortunately leaves Walker high and dry. Paskwich does the same thing. Now, we've seen Paskwich and Dupree work together in the past in the IndyCar series that we broadcast. So, those two are definitely no strangers to working around each other. They work pretty decent with each other when they're not bickering like a disgruntled husband and wife. Bob Lacavara in the Convergent Composites number 5 continuing to show the way. The crafty veteran showing these young gunners how it's done. Got Glenn Grimm all over his back bumper, though. Here comes Tony Rice trying to make it a 3-car dance. As Isaiah Dupree and Kevin Paskwich trying to get that outside line to work. Tony Rice pinches up a little bit of aero push, it looks like, out of the 64. Flirting with the apron. That could just spell disaster if that continues to go. As the 12 jumps out of line, goes side by side, Tries to get the push from Dupree. Dupree not quite close enough to really help give that last lap to Lacavara. 39 thousandths of a second as they are side by side working their way through the 1-2 complex right now. Lacavara getting a good shove from the 64 of Tony Rice. And Forrest Sparks up into the third slot of the inside line. Tony Rice got the speed wobbles going through the turn there. Mike Whitaker looks like he's burned his fast repair back out on track. So good to see Mike getting a good rebound going. 33 thousandths of a second for Lacavara that time as we got a slow one on the apron. Looks like that is the 11 of Brad Ray coming out of the pits. Whoa, hang on to her, kid. As the aero buffering is real. Bob Lacavara continuing to show the way. Glenn Grimm trying to get a shove from Isaiah Dupree. Tony Rice holds down second place right now as he's side by side with Grimm. Lacavara going to lead another one. Grimm, 2 1,000ths of a second at the stripe over Tony Rice. And now here comes the cavalry. Isaiah Dupree thinking about making it 3 wide. He does make it 3 wide as we go into turn number 2. Oh, what could possibly go wrong here? He's got Paskowicz pushing him. Paskowicz with a little bit of aero push. And they survived. So Paskowicz and Dupree trying to get that outside line to work. And Dupree by 15 thousandths of a second. Now we've got a new leader. These 3 guys at the front, definitely no strangers to working around each other. They've been racing together 4 strong seasons so far in the Indy Speedway League. So they know how the other guys race. They know they can race cleanly around each other. Paskowicz given plenty of room going through the corner, doesn't want to pitch down. Dupree hangs him out to dry, though. Paskowicz is going to need some help. Dupree, Lacavara, Paskowicz, Rice, Grimm, your top 5. And Lacavara catches the apron, almost catches Paskowicz. Luckily, Paskowicz not pinching down in the corners because that could have ended poorly for a lot of drivers. And Paskowicz been aggressive going into 1. Isaiah Dupree driving that drive to end brain cancer number 93. Still showing the way. As we are closing in on 60 to go. And we definitely have 2 packs forming now. These guys are still slugging away at it. Still racing hard, but still racing respectively up here in the front of the field. And if they're going to hope to get anything going, Glenn Grimm is going to have to get right on the back bumper of Kevin Paskowicz and push him. The only problem is he's got to be careful. Grimm, one of the new names to the league. one of the few guys to carry an R next to his name tonight. So not familiar with a lot of the guys he's racing around, but doing a great job holding on. As Forrest Sparks almost bangs doors with Grimm, Forrest just barely touched the apron, shot up the track. Tony Rice catches the apron going to the tri-oval, almost gets into Pasky. I think luckily KP doesn't have 3 screens. Or if he does, hopefully he didn't realize just how close he came to dying right there. So KP, when you watch the replay, you're welcome. So Pasky still trying to get that outside line to work. Dupree and Lacavara in lockstep on that low line right now. They are in the proverbial catbird seat. Tony Rice, unfortunately, stuck in the 3rd slot of the inside line. No hole to get out of right now. Almost gets into the 12. These guys are racing hard, and you got to think some of these guys are going to start to get frustrated here pretty quick, as we are currently 60 to go. Couple of names we do want to mention right now. That's the 707 of Mike Whitaker, the world's fastest hippie, burning his fast repair, but getting back into the mix. So good to see him doing that. Paul Zoda currently sits in 12th in the PZ Designs number 99. See him there in the that gorgeous light blue car. And that, of course, is Greg Napier in the sister car to his father's at Strange Nuts, is the Premier Vapory number 51. Would like to give a quick shout out to the crew at Prestige Vapory, Prestige Vapory, and SodaFix. Been receiving word that y'all have been tuning in to the broadcasts. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. So Pasky getting a run on the high side right now, side by side with Dupree as they work down the super stretch. And Pasky looks... Oh, there it is. How did they save those? It's not over yet. Tony Rice taking it through the grass, and there it goes. Crime in Italy.
Yellow flag is out.
Thank God this is a simulator. Wow. There's a lot of messed up cars right now. And I'm still looking to find, where the heck did he go? There he is. Let's back that one up and see what the heck happened with Tony Rice there. Caught the apron, gets into the 12. They're 3 wide behind him. And then he comes back up on the track, scares the hell out of everybody. Luckily, Zoda able to get it woed up and not get run over from behind. Let's take a look at what happened with Cody Ober. Let's see what the chopper picked up on that one. All right, so there's Ober and Napier. And that's the 3 of Robert Payne behind them. Everybody starts checking up when they see all hell breaking loose in front of them. Unfortunately, you know, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't moments. Ooh. Alan Bowman getting it all sorts of wrong, trying to avoid the wreck there. Yeah, that was definitely a don't let Cole Trickle be your spirit guide moment for some of these guys. So, a lot of good cars getting crossed up there. That's going to leave us with, looks like 21 left on the lead lap. So, we are going to see if we can find... Oh, where the heck is he? Is he here? No, he's not there. We're going to reach out to the driver of the 8, Mr. Cody Ober. Cody, that was a rough one. It was a rough one to watch. Talk us through it from your point of view.
I went high, and then next thing I know, I'm spinning. So I've had a rough run all night. I've been collected in all the big wrecks, and it doesn't seem like my night this night.
Well, do you have any mojo left? Fast repair already burned, I'm assuming?
All the fast repairs are gone. I have damage now. I'm just going to try to hang on to it and see what we can get at the end.
All right, fair enough. Best of luck to you, Cody. Hopefully you're able to make something happen from here.
All right, thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, that kind of sums it up right there. He didn't realize what happened, just got turned. So, unfortunately, Greg Napier getting involved in that one. As Johnny Antonucci currently the first car being scored a lap down. Thomas Wagner getting back on the lead lap after getting a lucky dog. Who is in the 79? That's Ron McManus. Missing a lot of body work on that car. Wow. How he's able to keep that car under him. Paul Zoda looks like he might have a little bit of a crinkle in the nose of that car. Looks like he might not have been able to keep it off of. Yeah, you can see a little bit of a wow in the back bumper of Tony Rice's 64. So it looks like Zoda, he got it woed down so neither one of them got turned, but wasn't able to get it woed down completely. As we are going to have just a couple lap shootout here for the stage. Lights go out on the pace car. Looks like it's going to be a green-white checker for the stage. Working lap 48 of 100. Stage set to end at 50. So Dupree, Lacavara, Paskowicz, Walker, Whitaker, Rodney, Vega, Rice, Zoda, and Stokes, your top 20, top 10. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, Mike Whitaker has some of the most beautiful paint schemes in all of iRacing, and all of them just look amazing. And you people wonder why I call Mike Whitaker the world's fastest hippie. There, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why. Gorgeous tie-dyed paint scheme on the 707 tonight. So Dupree going to have control of the field when we roll back to green. As the pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. As we're going to have a 2-lap shootout for the stage. Paskowicz and Lacavara going side by side. Paskowicz going to have a run. The question is, where is Dupree going to go? Paskowicz making that 7 wide as he can. Goes to the high side coming through turn 2. He's going to need some help to get that pass made. I think he may have waited too long to duck out. He's going to need a lot of help. And Bob Lacavara not going to give it to him. Lacavara with his Pinnacle Motorsports teammate Mike Whitaker right behind him. And you know Whitaker's not going to help. And there goes Vega. So Paskowicz from the penthouse to the outhouse, so to speak, hoping to hang on for the last bit of stage points as we're working lap 50 right now. Whitaker and Vega going side by side. That's punching a big hole in the air. That's going to let Zoda, that's going to let Paskowicz get up there. As Paskowicz jumps down in front of Zoda, Vega still trying to get the high side rolling. No help, side drafting his ass off right now. They're racing to the line right now for the stage win. And there it is. So Dupree, Lacavara, Whitaker, Paskowicz, Vega. There's your points for the stage. As they're coming around to catch the pace car. What in the blazes? Wow, that was wild. So, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just had a little bit of a problem with the stream there. As we are going to, what are we going to do? We are going to reach out to, as soon as I can figure out where he's hiding. Well, first of all, we're going to wait till after the pit stops are done, because I've been yelled at for that in the past. But, Looks like everybody going pit side. Harris staying out, Wagner staying out, Grimm staying out. Looks like trying to lead a lap there. As Johnny Antonucci getting the lucky dog, that's going to put 24 cars back on the lead lap. And as soon as I see that he's down and away, and as soon as I can see where the heck he went to, getting popped for speeding. Oh, man.
User was moved to
So
your
we are
channel.
going to reach out to the driver of arguably the most beautiful car on the track right now, the tie-dyed 707 of the world's fastest hippie, Mr. Mike Whitaker. Mike, Tony up at the booth. You got me, sir.
Yeah, I hear you.
It looks like you may have been popped for speeding going in.
Come back. Other drivers were talking.
I was just wondering if you had just been popped for speeding going in.
Hold on, there's something going on in front of me. Okay, try that again.
Well, Mike, I'm going to let you get back to it because I just had a throughput myself, so best of luck to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but the drivers are talking and I can't hear you. Thanks, Tony.
Yep.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me a moment here. I just had a... I don't have these very often, but when I do, of course I do them on live streams. So bear with me as I just had a throughput. We're trying to get back into it here. Hopefully we're not going to miss too much action as waiting for iRacing to let me back in. I would personally like to thank Spectrum for having all the internet issues that I've been having as of late. There we go. Finally, I can get back in. So, hopefully we will be able to bring you the conclusion of this this event uninterrupted. I do apologize for anybody that that is watching and any action that I do miss, but yeah, gonna be one of them days. To quote the American poet Frederick Durst, it's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up, when everything is expletive redacted and everybody is expletive redacted. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. So, anywho, bear with us, folks. We're trying to get back in here right now. And with any luck, I didn't miss too much of the action. Any day now. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for all of this. This is a presentation of the Pasky's Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League, powered by XS Sim Gear. Brand new company starting up right now to bring quality sim racing peripherals at a reasonable price to the masses. XS Sim Gear. You can find them on their Facebook page, XS Sim Gear. The letters XS Sim Gear. So, we did receive word that the winner of tonight's event is going to be receiving some free swag, compliments of XS Sim Gear. Any of the prototype button boxes and etceteras that come out will go to the winner of tonight's event. And we're back underway. And I do apologize for I do apologize for any of the action that I may or may not have missed. As Tom Wagner showing the way, he's got Tyrone Harris right on his back bumper right now. That's Vega and Walker working the high side right now. Oh, hang on to her, kid, as the 12 gets all sorts of squirrely. That's got to be a pucker moment for everybody behind him there. And it looks like Vega might have a little bit of damage on the Burger King number 78. They're currently working lap 57 of 100. As Paskowicz getting hung out to dry. He's got his teammate Alex Green behind him, but it's a big ask for Green to be able to get up to him. Meanwhile, up in front, they are getting single file. And it looks like they're coming up on some lappers. That is Johnny Antonucci way off the pace right now. Currently being scored as the last car on the lead lap. Antonucci going high, letting the leaders have the inside preferred line. You look up the term gentleman racer in the dictionary, and there is a picture of Johnny Antonucci. You know, one of the most respectful drivers out there as far as, you know, if he's off the pace, he's going to let you go. As they're 3 wide. Good grief. That could have ended poorly. Paskowicz right to the back bumper of the 17 of Walker. These guys are going to try to get that outside line working. Byron Rodney jumps up in front of Green. Green luckily saw him coming. Wagner showing the way. Your pole sitter, Tyrone Harris, currently sitting in second. Working lap 59 of 100. The stages are over. Zoda and Paskowicz side by side right now. As Harris and Paskowicz trying to get that, or sorry, Walker and Paskowicz trying to get that outside line working. John Napier currently sitting in 12th. Getting a little bit of help from Isaiah Dupree right now. As Paskowicz still working with Walker on the high side. Restrictor play racing at its finest right now. You know, these guys are running too deep. These guys are running, or I'm sorry, these guys are running too wide 5 deep and making it work. That's Walker with a run on the high side. Harris keeps his foot into it and gives Wagner a big shove down the super stretch, back stretch here at Daytona. Paskowitz trying to breathe that Pasky Sports VH Aware number 7. You gotta think that car's getting hot right now. As we are inside 30 to go. Wagner, Harris, Walker, Grimm, Paskowitz, Zoda, Rodney, Elmore, Green, and Lawrence, your top 10, as the 17 of Walker starting to blink. You got to think some of these cars are starting to get a little bit warm. Running this close for this long, those engines have got to be just screaming right now. And I'm being told by the boys in the truck that we have a helmet cam on Kevin Paskowitz. Unfortunately, we can't see his temp gauge. But you can see just how hard he's having to fight with it. Let's take a look at the car he's running next to. That's Paul Zoda. And you can see that there's this is wild, folks. A 12 having to breathe. It almost gets into the 7 of Paskowitz there. And you could tell Zoda's not got his foot completely in it. From the sounds of it, he's only running a maybe 70% throttle. But the thing is, he's got no hole to go through as there's a car coming out of the pits. That was Mark Vega they just flashed by. Thank goodness Vega did not channel his inner Kevin LePage, because that could have ended very poorly. As this front pack of 13 has a 3-second lead over Mike Whitaker, currently sitting 14th, leading the second pack. Wagner continuing to show the way. And Paskowitz had to back off because you had to think that number 7 was just getting all sorts of kind of hot. Back up on the rear bumper now. Paskowitz able to give a shove. Unfortunately, not a ton of help as these guys are getting a little bit chippy as we are 33 to go. Oh, John Napier, hold on to her, kid. Got it all wrong going through the turn 3-4 complex. Luckily, everybody able to give room. Tell me these guys aren't driving their hearts out right now. With as much as these cars are moving around, these guys are cranking on it. Pasky jumps in behind Brent Elmore. And you gotta think that we've not seen the money stop yet. The question is, who's going to be the first to blink? Zoda goes up to the high side. Meanwhile, oh, what happened? Ouch. Pinnacle Motorsport. Eesh. Teammates. It was Joe Morganti in the SodaFix 53 having nowhere to go. Oh, what happened there? What did happen there? I dare say the 53 just jeepers. Mike Whitaker getting annihilated. Joe Morganti catching a piece of it. Looks like the 11 tried to come up in front of the 59, didn't have the clear, and wiped out a ton of cars. Whitaker involved, Morganti involved, Antonucci involved. There's the 11 of Ray. Looks like his day might be done. Dylan Moskowitz in the 4 catching a piece of it. Cody Ober finally not catching a piece of one. Oh, my Lanta. Well then, as we are 30 to go, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we could see the money stop right here. Harris being the first one to take it pit side. Everybody behind Wagner. Oh, what a lonely feeling knowing that everybody behind you is going to be on fresh tires and can make it from here. One of the most painful feelings on the planet. As Vega gets back on the lead lap.
User was moved
As we're going to reach out to the driver of the SodaFix number 53, Joe Morganti, that was definitely a pucker moment you just had. How damaged is the car?
To be honest, I have no idea how much damage I've got. I glitched right through Antonucci when I was trying to avoid him, so I think I got lucky. All I got was a 4 incident points, and that's about it.
All right, fair enough. So do want to give a shout out to the folks at SodaFix and the folks at Prestige Vapory, being told that they have been showing the broadcasts at their facilities. So definitely want to give a shout out to the folks watching from those two places. Not the way you guys were hoping to have this one go, but you do have one car still left on the lead lap, and all it's going to take is one more caution, and you're back on the lead lap, Joe.
You know what? And that's what I was kind of hoping for, but because I got the incident points during that last caution, it automatically went to the 78 of Mark Vega.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping to get that lap back, because the beginning of the race I had some connection problems and only went 3 laps down. And well, we're just kind of hoping to get back up there. We got John up there in the top 10, and hopefully he can make something of that and try and get us at least a win or something else.
Well, we'll let you get back to it, Joe. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much, bud.
User was moved out of your channel.
So, getting lucky indeed, just getting the glitch to go through. You got to kind of figure Wagner right now is a sitting duck, as Tyrone Harris winning the battle off pit road, Kevin Pasky coming out in second, Alex Green coming out in third, Alex Green coming out in fourth. So, gonna have some teammates working behind these guys. Definitely going to be interesting to see what happens from here. And here's something I just noticed, and this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Paul Zoda has an R next to his name. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the way that things work with the Pasky Sports Cardiac Series, if you haven't run a season with the group, they put an R for rookie next to your name. And I find it hilarious that Paul Zoda has a rookie stripe. Oh, that is funny. Probably one of the most experienced drivers on the track is forced to run a rookie R. Oh, that's priceless. As the lights go out on the pace car, we are going to go back live, about 26 laps to go. Wagner, Harris, Pasky, Green, Elmore, Zoda, Lawrence, Walker, Stokes, and Grimm, your top 10. We have seen the money stop. They can make it from here. And, we've seen these guys give plenty of room, not pinch down, because they know that there's still plenty of racing left. We're with inside 25 to go. I'm thinking the kid gloves are coming off. The kid gloves are coming off, and these guys are about to turn and burn. Pace car getting ready to duck on off. His field comes out of turn number 4. Wagner on the old tires going to have control of the field.
Green, green, green.
And we are back underway. As the teammates Pasky and Green side by side behind the two guys fighting for the lead. That's Wagner and Harris slugging it out for the lead. And this can go one of two ways, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not sure which way it's going to go. Pasky gets behind Green right now. They got a 3-car tango going for that outside line. And what just happened? Vega and Rice. Oh, what took place there? There's Vega in the 78. That's Rice on the high side in the 64. Oh. What the hell just happened? Looks like Vega just barely caught the apron. Where is Vega? I saw him in here. Apparently not. Just barely catching the apron. Joe Morganti now missing his hood. Yeah, not cool. Well, that's gonna pretty much end that one. Whitaker able to use his fast repair, get back on that one. So that's a rough one. So Wagner in the 82 finally taking it pit side. As Bob Lacavara getting the lucky dog. That's going to give him one of his laps back. So good grief. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to apologize if I get a little spacey right now. I am 18 hours into my day so far. So please bear with me. I do want to apologize for the early throughput, but you know, we were able to get connected back up. I believe we're still live on Facebook. I believe we are still possibly. Are we? Maybe. Yeah, we are. As you are, of course, watching the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League, powered by XS Sim Gear. XS Sim Gear is a brand new startup company that is looking to provide sim racing peripherals at a reasonable price. We've all been there. We've looked at the price of a button box or a steering wheel upgrade or a pedal upgrade, and you're looking at it going, really? Those guys are charging that much? Or a full sim rig, for that matter. As I know some of these guys are very crafty as far as carpentry skills and machining skills. But XS Sim Gear, you can find them on their Facebook page, looking to provide sim racing peripherals at a reasonable price. XS Sim Gear, you can find them on Facebook. So Tyrone Harris, your pole sitter, currently showing the way. Alex Green, Kevin Paskowitz, Brent Elmore, Gerald Lawrence, your top five. Paul Zoda getting a great rebound into the top 10, currently sitting 6th. Brandon Stokes currently sitting 7th. Tristan Walker, Byron Rodney, and Glenn Grimm rounding out your top 10. As it looks like we are going to have roughly 20 laps to go when we go back to green. And it's definitely, you know, Annie, get your gun time. Is the kid gloves are going to be coming off. And you got to kind of wonder between Green and Paskowicz, the teammates, what's going to happen here on the restart? Which one of them is going to chunk the start and let the other one get in line? And for those of you who celebrated yesterday on 420, I would like to welcome you to National Random Drug Test Day. And of course, tomorrow is National Sign Up for Unemployment Day. So, enjoy, folks. And I have been very impressed so far with what I've seen here tonight from the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League. Powered by XS Sim Gear. Harris going to have control of the button as soon as the pace car makes that hard left turn. And he rolls into it. Pace car's off.
Green, green, green.
And we are back live from Daytona. Looks like Paskowicz getting a good jump on that inside line. Alex Green slightly asleep at the switch as the teammates go side by side. Harris, Paskowicz, Green, Lawrence, and Stokes, your top five. And Alex Green, unfortunately, no hole right now to get down to the low side. Oh, baby, hang on to her. Paskowicz all over the back bumper of Tyrone Harris. Paskowicz goes to the high side. Going to let his teammate pick up the draft. See if they've got anything for him on that second line. And they're 3 wide going into turn number 1. No, I'm sorry, that's going through the tri-oval. And Paskowicz into the wall. Still 3 wide. That could have ended way more poorly than it did for everybody. The 21 got into the 27 and just shoved him up the track. And unfortunately, Kevin Paskowicz coming out on the losing end of that exchange. Looks like he might have a little bit of damage on the right side of that car. Meanwhile, Harris continuing to show the way. Lawrence and Green still trying to get that high side to work. Oh! The 21 gets into the leader, stays in it. They're 3 wide. How did we not wreck? Well, we're not done yet. Jiminy Christmas. And we've got cars into the wall. That was Vega and Napier both eating the safer barrier coming off at 2. And you got to think that stemmed back to Brendan Stokes. Yeah, it's getting down to go time, but there's a difference between going and trying to go through somebody. Meanwhile, Alex Green with Isaiah Dupree behind him. Three guys that are no stranger to working with each other. Green, Dupree, and Paskowicz on the high side. Oh, there it is.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, Zoda catches a big piece. Jeepers. Let's go back and take a look at what happened there. Green misses his corner entry. Dupree never comes off of it. And a lot of good cars getting collected in that one. Paul Zoda nowhere to go as Dupree spins right in front of him. Man. 15 laps to go, and that's not what we wanted to see happen at all. A lot of good cars getting collected in that one because that happened at the front of the field. So Paskowicz's car about 3 feet shorter than when it started the event. Alex Green's car about 1.5 feet narrower than when it started the event. The 82 looking to go pit side. Vega going to need to go pit side. Zoda, his car is about 3 feet shorter than when it started the event. And starting to look like a pavement modified. Dylan Moskowitz catching a piece. So Dupree catching a piece. Vega, Paskowicz, Zoda, Mayer, Green as Moskowitz slides through his pit stall. And finally, Joe Morganti gets the break he needs. Pit farms the hell out of that car, possibly used his last fast repair, and got the Soda Fix 53 back on the lead lap. And it looks like John Napier dodged another bullet. Little bit of a crinkle on the nose of that car, but shouldn't affect him too much. So inside 14 to go. Lawrence in the Nationwide 27 gonna have a pack of angry wolves behind him. Lawrence, Stokes, Rodney, Elmore, Whitaker, Harris, Grimm, Walker, Wagner, and Napier, your top 10. We are going to have roughly a 10-lap shootout when we go back to green. And if you thought you've seen fireworks already, folks, wait till you see what happens in the last 10 laps. That's when it gets fun. You are, of course, watching the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League powered by XS Sim Gear. And again, tonight's overlay being brought to you by PZ Overlays. For all your in-sim graphical needs, look up Paul Zoda on Facebook. Some of the best ATVO overlays in the business. PZ Overlays. Speaking of Zoda, it looks like he was able to save a fast repair to the end of the race here. So got the PZ Overlays number 99 fixed. He and Joe Morganti, the last two cars being scored on the lead lap. And look for those two to start their march through the field. 10 laps to get it done. It's a big ask, but if anybody can do it, look for these two to really march forward. Lights are out on the pace car, and Lawrence takes the outside line. First time we've seen it tonight where the leader has taken that second lane. This can go one of two ways. Place your bets. It's either going to be a dumpster fire or a train wreck. And if you're playing the drinking game at home, my condolences to your liver. And by drinking game, I mean take a shot every time a car gets involved in an incident. Your liver's going to hate you. But that is plate racing. That is Daytona. And for the most part, this has been some pretty good racing. We've seen some guys get a little over-aggressive and step on their junk and take some guys with them. But lights are out on the pace car. Stokes, Lawrence, Rodney, Elmore, Whitaker, Harris, Grimm, Walker, Wagner, and Napier, your top 10. As we are going to go green on 11 to go. And Lawrence gets a decent jump on that high side. Brent Elmore not getting going. Lawrence and Stokes go side by side into turn number 1. Stokes, Lawrence, Rodney, Elmore, and Whitaker, your top 5, as we've got a 7-car breakaway right now. Stokes continuing to show the way, as right now the battle is heating up for third. Lawrence, I think, might be regretting starting up there on the high side. As the whole freight train getting ready to get that inside line to work. He's fighting out for the final podium spot right now with Whitaker. So we're 9 to go. Stokes and Rodney continuing to hold court at the front. Whitaker does not have a hole to go to yet. Lawrence is going to need some help. Oh, hang on to her, kid. As Harris gets a bump coming out of turn number 4, he's going to fall into the clutches of Kevin Paskowicz before too much longer here. As Paskowicz and Green trying to reel these guys in. Stokes continuing to show the way. Byron Rodney sitting in second. And finally that outside line jumps in line as we are 7 to go. Okay. That would explain why I'm seeing what I'm seeing outside my window. And we are 6 to go. As Paskowicz and Harris have caught the tail end of this field on the high side. They're trying to make something work right now. They are going to need to draft their backsides off to get up there. It'll be 5 to go next time across the stripe. And Harris and Paskowicz still gaining. We are 5 to go. Next flag ends it. A little bit of a bump between Rodney and Harris. Paskowicz gets forced to the high side. That's going to kill a ton of momentum. There is a... Oh, there it is.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, my Atlanta. Let's go back and watch that one again. As we saw a ton of damage on the one of Harris. Good grief. Alex Green gets the rear axle knocked out of that one. Kevin Paskowicz now driving a pavement modified. Looks like John Napier may have caught a piece of that one. Paul Zoda just barely getting by the skin of his teeth. So let's keep an eye on the 17 of Walker here. As unfortunately there is a lot of damage on the one. And Paskowicz caught him. and just unfortunately, oh, there it was. That's what happened. The one went around and just back bumper to back bumper into the 17 and just upside down. Oh, that is a rough one. Thank God this is a simulator. So, with 3 to go, I don't see us going back to green. I dare say Brandon Stokes is going to be your winner. Wow. As Joe Morganti getting the lucky dog again. Gonna be the last car on the lead lap. That's gonna leave us so far with 17 cars on the lead lap. Harris out. Lacavara 5 laps down in 19th. Paskowicz in 13th. Alex Green drops to 12th. Gerald Lawrence drops to 11th. So, gonna be 2 laps to go. I don't see us going back to green. Let's see if we can. Who is here?
User was moved to your
Let's
channel.
reach out to the driver of the. Wow, is he crabbing badly? Let's reach out to the driver of the number 7 Pasky Sports PH Aware number 7 that now resembles a pavement modified on crystal meth. Kevin Paskowicz, Tony up to the booth. You got me, sir.
Yeah, we got you.
From your point of view, what just happened?
I have absolutely no idea. There's something to be said about if you're having connection issues at a super speedway, don't run it because somebody was in front of me, in me, outside of me, everywhere I didn't want them to be. And to me, it looked like the 17 might have warped in just enough to make contact with the number 1 and get him out of shape. And then, I had nowhere to go. I know it got me out of shape because my car in my hand physically jumped when he went inside me. So I don't know. Good run. We had a lot of fun. I think we were going to get a top 5 out of it. I always seem to finish 13th.
Well, for what it's worth, when you watch the replay, you'll see. Go back 2 laps from when the incident happened, and you'll see exactly what did take place. I'm not going to spoil the surprise for you, but there was some contact and some damage on the car that you made contact with, and fun and excitement all around. So tough. Yeah, tough break,
overall,
KP.
Overall, great race. We had a couple of really good green flag runs. A lot of really clean racing, a lot of really guys giving each other room, being a little bit courteous there. Of course, last few laps, no one's going to give you room. But overall, good race. Proud of it.
One of the other guys we want to bring into the booth, we're going to reach out to your teammate in the Husky Tools number 30, who is practicing his drifting, it looks like.
I thought this was Eldora.
Yeah, you're turning the wheel the wrong way if this is Eldora, my friend. Whereas the rear axle, you can see it from the broadcast, Alex. The rear axle is not in that car anymore.
My crew chief said it was okay.
Yeah, your crew chief has been drinking. Next time, don't put your pit crew next to the beer tent.
There was a beer stand and a hot dog stand. They said it was a good spot.
Yeah, no.
Oh man!
Probably not the finish you were hoping for, but definitely an exciting way to wrap up this inaugural race for the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League, powered by XS Sim Gear.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was an absolute blast. You know, I just when I was leading, I made a gamble on the old tires, and you know, I was side drafting as hard as I could, got that lead. And just finally going into the corner there, just tires came out from under me, and Isaiah finished the job.
Well, we'll let you guys get back to it unless you want to hang out in the booth with me for the interviews. The other name we're going to bring up in here is one of the co-owners of XS Sim Gear, as Brandon Stokes. Coming home with the inaugural Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League powered by XS Sim Gear win. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing him in TeamSpeak.
He's coming.
Okay. So's Christmas. But one of the names we are going to reach out to is
User was moved to your channel.
the guy who finished on the podium. Again, one of the most beautiful cars in all of sim racing, the 707 of Mike Whitaker, the world's fastest hippie. Mike, congratulations on the podium in the inaugural Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League, powered by XS Sim Gear race here at Daytona.
Yeah, thank you. I had my ups and downs, and I still got a good finish out of it.
Ups and downs is one way to put it. You battled back from having a car that basically was about ready to be pieced back on the hauler at least twice tonight that I saw. Talk us through how you were able to, keep your wits about you to get back up there.
Yeah, I used my fast repair twice, and I shot myself in the foot and got a speeding penalty. If you saw me sit in the pits and wondered why, I figured I might as well just sit in the pits and let everybody go by anyway because I had an EOL.
Well, that was when I actually had a throughput when I first reached out to you because I was going to talk to you about that, and I completely lost my connection. But no, definitely congratulations on persevering, Mike. It was a hard-fought podium finish. Alex, where's the series move to next week?
Pocono.
Okay. One of your favorite tracks, if I remember you saying so.
Yeah, I like it in an IndyCar. I don't have a lot of experience with it in a stock car, and I don't have a lot of experience with the new version either, so it's going to be a new experience.
Going to be a new experience, but being as it is going to be basically your home race, being as you're a Jersey boy, that's something we're looking forward to seeing.
It's a toss-up between Pocono and Dover. They're about the same distance in opposite directions.
Fair enough.
I've actually been to more races at Dover than I have at Pocono.
Well, fair enough, Mike, but looking forward to seeing how you do next week. Congratulations on the podium tonight.
Okay, thank you, Tony. I'll see everybody next week.
Brandon is in TeamSpeak. I gotta jump out.
Go ahead, sir.
User left your channel.
So we are going to reach out to our first runner-up, Byron Rodney. Byron, hell of a run you had tonight. You had some ups and downs. You got shuffled back. I believe I saw you back towards the lower part of the lead lap at one point, and then battled back. Talk to us about your run through the field in the last segment here.
Well, that last segment, thanks for talking to me, guys, by the way. Big shout out to everyone watching. But, yeah, that last segment started out, about P10 or so, and just hung on the line and rode it all the way up as best I could. There's lap 96. I was following the leader, and my car just drifted up a hair into Tyrone, the number one car, and I feel bad about that. But we talked about it. We're good. On to the next track. Yeah, it was a great run. Had a lot of fun. These guys, it's so much fun racing with these guys, and so much respect given back and forth on that track.
Well, the next track is going to be Pocono. Talk to us your thoughts about the Tricky Triangle.
Oh, Tricky Triangle. Yes, turn 2 is my challenge, but especially in the Gen 6 car, I can't wait for it. Last time I raced in the league, we went down there and I did the wreck of the season, the cartwheel down the long pond, but looking for a better run there. I don't think I'll have quite as much for these guys on that track as I did here, but looking forward to the rest of the season on that.
Well, awesome run tonight, sir. Anybody else you'd like to thank?
Oh, just like to give a shout out to my wife who likes to watch the race. The grandkids like to stand around me and see what I'm seeing from my Oculus on the screen, and anyone else out there. Kevin and Alex for putting on the league, the work they put into it. I can't say enough about everyone that I race around. We get hard feelings during the race every now and then, but like I said, me and Tyrone talked. We're all good. On to the next one, man. I love this league.
Well, Brian, congratulations on the podium finish tonight. Looking forward to seeing you next week at Pocono.
We'll see you there, guys. And thanks for broadcasting these races. I love it. Can't wait to watch it back again.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right. So,
User was moved to your channel.
joining us now, the man of the hour, the winner of the inaugural Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League, powered by XS Sim Gear, Mr. Brandon Stokes. Brandon, hell of a run.
Yeah, man, it was a awesome race. Had a little bit of trouble there right before the first stage, and just tried to work my way back up there slowly, and eventually it all worked out, and all the cards aligned perfectly for me.
Well, I'm going to turn things over now to one of the owners of XS Sim Gear, John Napier. I believe you have a presentation you'd like to make.
Yes, Tony. I'm Brandon. We will be bringing you on as one of our beta testers, which means as products come out, as our first products come out, we will be sending them to you to test and give feedback on.
Man, that's awesome. That's one of the main reasons why I race this race, is because I feel like it would be a great deal to be, helping you guys out, and I'm looking forward to everything that comes with it.
All right, go ahead and when we get done, go ahead and send me a message over in iRacing and give me all your information, and we'll get you set up from there.
Yes, sir. I do appreciate it.
I appreciate it too, man.
Well, Brandon,
congratulations, sir.
Thank you,
Brandon. Congratulations. As from one person that can say that they won the first in a league to another. I kind of have an idea what you're feeling right now, but with the extra added bonus from XS Sim Gear, try to express your feelings right now to our fans at home.
Basically speechless, man. It's my first super speedway win, and the cup card. This is just speechless. I mean, it's amazing to get to work with John, or be able to work with John and them guys at XS, and I'm looking forward to it, like I said, and it's an amazing experience. I'm ecstatic.
Well, Brandon, congratulations. Series moves on to Pocono next week. Talk to us your thoughts about going to the Pocono Mountains and the Tricky Triangle.
Well, I run the trucks there a lot. I got to do a little bit of testing here coming up. I've never been in a cup car there, so I'm looking forward to it. That's all pretty much I can say about it at this moment.
Well, Brandon, we'll let it all sink in for a minute. Kevin Paskowitz joining us again here. KP, what are your thoughts about Brandon becoming the first winner of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League, powered by XS Sim Gear?
I really want to congratulate him. I mean, congratulations, Brandon. I make a joke about that's the only way a number 9 Napa car would get into victory lane, but I'm just kidding.
Hey.
But no, man.
Hey. Hey.
Hey, I understand the joke, man. It's coming. I think it's coming this February.
Well,
see, I'm a fan too, but I'm also a Buffalo fan, so I understand self-deprecating humor.
Well, there's also another joke there, Brandon, that it's a little more inside. I actually happen to be a Napa employee, and I normally drive a number 9 race car. So that was a dig at me as well.
User disconnected.
Thanks,
from your
KP.
channel.
That's hilarious,
You're welcome.
man.
But congratulations, Brandon. We're really happy to have you here. All the guys, again, need to thank XS Sim Gear. Eventually, I'm going to get that right. Sorry, John and guys, for stumbling over it. But we want to thank them. Strange Nuts Racing, Pasky Sports and more,
User joined
everybody.
your channel.
So we're really happy, and congratulations, Brandon. Hope you get some more.
Yeah, that's a 10-4, bud. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody, Tony and all the guys in the booth, and it's been an awesome night.
All right, look forward to working with you, Brandon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, so we'll let you guys get back down to it. Brandon, congratulations again. That's going to just about do it for us. We're just going to run down the the unofficial finishing order real quick, and then we'll get some final thoughts from Mr. John Napier and Mr. Kevin Paskowicz. So Brandon Stokes, of course, coming home with the big W here tonight. Byron Rodney hanging on for second. Mike Whitaker, hard-fought podium finish for third. Brent Elsmore battled back from some early issues, finishing fourth. Thomas Wagner had some pit issues, battling back to fifth. Isaiah Dupree coming home in sixth. Glenn Grimm able to hang on for seventh. Paul Zoda, what a finish, able to pull out a top 10, finishing eighth. Tristan Walker coming home in ninth. Jeff Mayer bringing it home in 10th. Then you had Gerald Lawrence, Alex Green able to hang on for 12th, Kevin Paskowicz in 13th, John Napier in 14th. So the three amigos finishing nose to tail there, along with their teammate Cody Ober. Dylan Moskowitz in 16th, Joe Morganti in 17th. Last car on the lead lap, so congratulations on being able to get your lucky dog like you were hoping for, Joe. Tyrone Harris, rough one there. Coming home 3 laps down in 18th. Bob Lacavara leading a few laps, having some bad luck, though, coming home in 19th. Mark Vega had connection issues, finishing in 20th. And where are the rest of my results? And apparently I only get the top 20. Cool. So Tony Rice coming home in 21st. Bradley Ray in 22nd. Greg Napier able to hang on for 23rd. Johnny Antonucci in 24th. Robert Payne in 25th. Alan Bowman in 26th. Forrest Sparks, unfortunately disconnecting early, coming home in 27th. And Bradley Allison in 28th. Terry Adams being scored in 29th. Chris Bouchard being scored in 30th. David Stuckins in 31st. And Ron McManus in 32nd. Well, gentlemen, we have the first one in the books. Talk to us about what you guys expect here for the rest of the season.
Well, I think as far as initial races in a series go at Daytona, I felt that it wasn't too bad. We had a lot of really good racing. We had a lot of guys giving each other the proper amounts of room, at least early on. And overall, I felt it was good. So I'm looking forward to the next races and seeing if we can get better.
And I would like to point out real quick, KP and John, that you're both here. The two of you did some amazing evasive driving early on in this event. How the two of you both missed the first couple of wrecks. I don't know how you did it.
I will say, Tony, that at one point I'm pretty sure I changed the flavor of my driving seat.
Well, I asked KP if he needed a new fire suit, so I'm assuming you needed one after that first melee that you just barely got through.
John,
and then I got through that, and my own son took me out under caution. So,
yeah, Greg, you're grounded. But
well, I know for me, it wasn't the first two cautions so much as it was that whole sequence of events where the leaders took each other out at opposite ends of the tri-oval. How I avoided those, I don't know. I think one happened directly in front of me, and I just went high, and then the next one happened right next to me, and luckily they didn't come up. So, a lot of luck there until the end tonight.
that one where I squeezed between the wall and the car, I have absolutely no idea how I pulled that off. 100% honesty.
All right, so Cup League powered by XS Sim Gear.
Oh no, that was a fantastic race. Doesn't get much better for super speedways. That was it was a lot of fun throughout. Really glad we have such a great group of drivers. They all seem to have fun, and in the end, that's what I do it for. I hope everybody at home had a good time watching.
Well, the one thing I did mention during the broadcast, and it's going to strike me as funny every time I see it. Paul Zoda having a rookie stripe next to his name. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Probably one of the most experienced drivers on the track tonight having to wear a rookie stripe because it's his first league race with the group.
Oh, yeah. I told Paul I was going to do it just to give him a hard time. He's laughed. He's like, I'll be the best rookie you've ever seen.
And rightfully so. He just battled all night in the PZ Designs, number 99. Again, if it wasn't for bad luck, I don't think he would have had much luck at all tonight, but able to keep plugging away at it for a top 10. But looking forward to next week at Pocono. I believe that's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, this has been a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League powered by XS Sim Gear. XS Sim Gear, a brand new company that is going to be bringing sim racing peripherals to the masses at a reasonable price, gear that the average man can actually afford. So for more information on XS Sim Gear, you can find them on their Facebook page, XS, the letters X and S, Sim Gear on Facebook. Website to come soon. For Alex Green, for Kevin Paskowich, for John Napier, this is Tony Trapasso saying, hopefully we will catch you next week at the Tricky Triangle in Pocono, Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.